Welcome back, Kings. Today we're going to be actually having a discussion if a married man can be red pill. Probably wondering what red pill mean. Well, we're going to dive in a little deeper with red pill, what blue pill mean, and then we'll just ultimately decide if a married man can actually be red pill or not. We'll be back in one moment. So if you're not familiar, the concept came from this movie called The Matrix. If you've never seen it, fantastic movie. You might want to check it out. But the scene that I'm going to be showing you guys, and then it'll come back and discuss it, is he gives Neo, he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to, you know, uh, I guess basically save the human race. Morpheus give him two options. He give him the option of the blue pill and the red pill. The blue pill basically simply means that, hey, you take this pill, you can continue to believe what you want to believe. The world is rainbows and sunshines, and we'll just let you go on by your merry way, right? Or you take the red pill, is the actual truth of what's going on. And once you start going down this rabbit hole, it's going to be up to you if you're going to be able to handle the information or not. So we're just going to have a quick rewind. Just take a look at their interaction, and then we'll come back and then we'll discuss it further.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
All right, so as you can see, Neo did ultimately take the red pill, which was a pretty smart choice because the truth, regardless of how harsh it may be, the truth is always worth knowing, right? So that's where pretty much the concept came from. So let's start with what the blue pill mean or the a blue pill guy. Basically, this type of man or this mentality, they believe that it's all rainbows and sunshine, that the woman happiness is the only happiness that actually matters. The guy's happiness or the husband happiness has no bearing on how healthy the relationship is going to be. They subscribe to the happy wife, happy life mantra, and they also tend to have that mentality of the woman is the table. So not really the best position to be in, but hopefully, with videos like this, just kind of have them to understand that their happiness is important as well, right? So that's kind of in a nutshell with the blue pill. Normally, I kind of look at it as they pandering. Everything is revolved around a woman. You just a disposable commodity at a woman's beck and call. And as long as she happy, then that should make you happy. The red pill on its face, a red pill guy actually don't even, for the most part, believe in marriage. So I guess just based upon that, I guess a married man can't be red pill. You can be red pill adjacent. Just hear me out for a minute, okay? But I don't blame the red pill men for feeling this way. Concept is that the woman's happiness is important, but mine's is important. The guy's happiness is also important. We do know happiness is just a emotion, just like being hungry, being tired. Uh, it's it comes and it goes. Everyone has a baseline. So to think that you're always going to be happy, kind of short sighted, regardless if you're a male or woman, right? And to expect that your mates, their job is to always make you happy, then that's short sighted as well. Because again, this should be a two-way street, right? So And also, red pill men do typically believe that the reason why, that you shouldn't get married is because, first of all, the marriage rates are absolutely, the divorce rates are absolutely ridiculous. It is a 54% chance that you will get a divorce. And in the event that you do get a divorce, more than likely, especially if you have a lot of resources, that woman is going to be compensated regardless if she was shooting with you in the gym or not. If you already was a made man before you actually met her, so if you don't have an iron tight prenuptial agreement, you already know she's getting, she's gonna get a sizable amount of your resources, right? And then to add insult to injury, as long as she never gets married, spousal support, she'll continue to get that rest of her life. So red pill man, like, hey, it just not works. That hey, if I want to deal with a woman, I deal with her accordingly. Bam, bam, bam. And then when we're done, you go back to your spot. I go back to my spot, and we're just gonna leave it at that because, as far as on the financial aspects of it, marriage really doesn't make a lot of sense for men, especially when you see the numbers. So I get it. I really do. We'll dive in a little more deeper with these divorce rates. As you see, like I said, of course, more than half of marriages do end in divorce. And then let's take it one step further. So this further illustrates why red pill men generally does not agree with being married. Of course, so if you decide to go down the aisle the second time around, is then that number jumps up to a 67% chance that is you're going to get a divorce. And then let's say, hey man, you say, hey, 3 times gotta be the charm, right? So you go down a third time. Guess what? There's a 73% chance that your marriage is going to end in divorce. So there's a 54% chance that every time you leave the house, that there's a possibility that you can get struck by lightning. Why would you want to leave the house? So, so that's kind of how marriage goes. If we take it one more step further here, right? And when we see who actually initiate divorces, I got this information from divorce.com. 69, basically 70% of divorces are actually filed by women. So you already have a 54% chance that the marriage isn't going to make it. And then once you get past those statistics, it's a 70% chance that the woman is going to initiate that divorce and not you. So you take all those to account. Yeah, I pretty much understand why um, a lot of men just deciding, hey man, I'm just not even gonna go down being married, right? But when you do have the red pill concepts, that's how you'll know how to vet properly your future wife, right? You're gonna want to find a wife that wants to help you build your throne. She's gonna understand, like, hey, if I'm out here in the mud grinding, she's gonna be right here in the mud grinding with me. She understands that it's much easier if we're both pulling in the same direction versus one person pulling and either she's staying right where she is, letting you do all the work, or even worse, pull you in the red, always spending money, and so you can't never reach the financial goals that you're trying to reach. You want that woman to be able to understand that, hey, you're going to be under my tutelage, and if you follow and we work together, then we have a goal that we can reach for, because it's our kingdom. Again, like I said, if I'm the king and you my queen, then we both should want to work for it, right? So that's the mentality that you have to have. And hey, and if that's not what she want, I might as well be a roommate. You want to do 50-50, and it's, she is the table, and that nonsense, man, just let her go, because your happiness is just as important as her happiness. And again, like I stated, happiness is a baseline. So you're not going to be happy all the time. But if both of you guys are actually working toward that mutual goal, then you really shouldn't have any issues, right? So let's see why women initiate divorce, right? This is the reasons according to divorce.com. As you see, I'm just going to go over, I'm going to actually go over the first one, but I'm not sure if you can read this, but I'll read it out to you. The first reason is unmet needs. The second reason is deficiency in life work balance. The third reason is a husband unfaithfulness. Fourth reason is alcohol addiction. The fourth reason is physical and emotional violence. The sixth is a better support system from somewhere else. We know what that means. Somebody clapping them cheeks. And the seventh reason is fewer regrets. So I'm just going to concentrate on the unmet needs. So according to divorce.com, men and women are wired differently, which I do agree with that. And women may find it that when they're expectations aren't met, especially when they're out of whack, then it's just going to be easier for them to leave. It also goes on to say that men are less attentive to nuances, and so absorbing when the woman is going through some emotional turmoil, it's kind of hard for us to process, according to scientific research. Okay, all right, if they say so. And it also goes on to say that women are usually more socialized, so they're more emotionally intelligent than men, and they're more likely to perceive problems faster than men because they also communicate better than men, and so they're more likely to talk about their problems. Okay, that's enough for them. To get this off the screen, fellas. So you would think if they are better in communicating, that it would be their job to make certain that the husband understands exactly what it is that they're going through before they sit up here and either let somebody else clap them cheeks or they decide just to break up the family, break up the marriage because hey, they having a bad Tuesday. Hey, it's Tuesday, man. Like that's just what it is. So again, if that's the way that woman feels, hey, just let her be on her way, man. And I guarantee you, she'll regret it before you do, because that's just a headache that you'll be saving. So before we end, I do want to give another illustration of what can happen if you go into a marriage with a blue pill mindset. Again, I remember I was watching this movie with my wife, some Tyler Perry movie. I can't think of the name of it right now. But basically, the character, he was telling the young lady that, hey, all I need for you to do is wake up, and he'll take care of the rest. I I was looking at that. I looked at her, and in my mind, right, I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, you got to wake up, all right. Yeah, wake up and and help her brother clean up, or yeah, you can wake up and go ahead and put some hours in, or wake up and hey, can you fix a brother a sandwich or something? I mean, that just was kind of over the top. That's that fairy tale. See, it's those type of movies that perpetuate that blue pill mentality. And so women going in and thinking all they gotta do is just wake up and the guy gonna take care of everything. Huh? That I wouldn't subscribe to that, fellas. Let's just leave it. I will say that. So, but I do have a video. It's real quick that uh, we're going to dissect of what happens when you do approach it as a blue pill man. Okay.
Better.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer. Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke.
Let me just pause it right there. As you see, he up here, he and her, so she and I already embarrassed this man one time, and we just 30 seconds into the video clip, right? So basically, as you see, she's already telling him, like, bruh, if you don't keep my lifestyle at the rate that I want it, if you lose your job, if you start bringing in that money, oh, I'm out of here. I'm not going to help you get it out the mud just in case if for whatever reason, let's say, the where he's working, they shut down because we know jobs is not guaranteed, or or if you're an entrepreneur and you're going through a rough spot, any entrepreneurs will tell you like, hey, it's ebb and flows, man. Like some months you do real well, some months you might bring in close to nothing. They're just kind of nature of the beast. But either way, if I'm going through a hard time or the money stopped flowing the way that it was initially, you just gonna want to up and leave, and you already letting me know up front. And he just sitting up there laughing like, oh my God, it's so funny. Oh yeah, baby, I still love you. Yeah, we're gonna see how long that this lasts, because again, we already know more than half of marriage is already going to end in divorce, and she's already telling him that if that money stops, that means that she probably going to stop loving him. So what? So what's going to happen if they're going through a little rough patch, and some guy come up to her that makes more money than him? Let's keep going.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling.
Again, we not even 1 minute in. It's the second time that she didn't disrespect that man. That she taking, or most women takes that obey too literal. All that means is if I say, hey, babe, hey, I got this. Hey, just fall back for a minute, let me go ahead and, let me see what I can do. Let me handle it. And if she understands and recognize your stewardship and trust that she made the right decision in the man that she married, she's gonna have no problem falling back, letting you handle what it is you're gonna handle because you told her like, hey, I got this, right? But in this instance, she's not even going to want if he say, hey, let me handle this certain situation. Like, who you tell me? Like, she's already gonna be combative because she's already looking like, hey, I'm not finna sit up here and obey him. And it just happened just to be a part of the vows. But she's already letting him know, I'm not gonna listen to you, bro. And also, if that money start looking funny, I'm out. So she has disrespected this man 2 times, and it hasn't even been a full minute yet. Let's continue.
Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
Oh, she belongs to the streets.
So, fellas, as you see, that's what happens when that blue pill mentality. That's what's going to happen. Your woman is going to embarrass you in public. And like I said, that clip was just 1 minute long, and she done already told him everything that she's going to need to know. So a red pill man, first of all, he wouldn't even be in that situation because he wouldn't even try to marry a woman like that. Because please believe that she has letting this know well before they done got to that altar. Because as you see with the pastor, he said they already had been discussing these issues that he had. Those was already red flags, but a blue pill man, he continued to go on anyway. So I'll let you guys make the determination if a married man can actually be red pill or red pill adjacent. Again, your happiness is just as important as that woman. And remember, kings do need thrones. Until next time, fellas, peace.